Please give a warm round of applause for Billy James.
Thank you guys. This fucking guy to wear a goddamn monkey mask for a little while. I was concerned for your mental health. You gonna handle that okay? I'd be fucked up in the head for a little while. I was like, this guy's gonna pull his dick out for a little while. Like, oh, don't worry, we'll just blame the mask. You'll be okay, sir. You'll be okay. Listen, my mother left me before I was born, okay? So just calm down. Calm down. Listen, I'm getting older. I'm 45 years old. You know, I'm not old. Like, I'm not old, but I'm getting old. Like, I'm so old now. Like, I went to a concert not too long ago, and all of the handicap spots were full, and I was a little concerned. It's like, man, we're here to see a rock concert, and these guys are in wheelchairs. This is not good. This is like when my dad went to see the Rolling Stones in the 90s. This is not the same shit. You know what? You know what it's like being older? I got a favorite pen now, right? You guys have a favorite pen? I was at a library not too long ago, like 2:30 in the afternoon. I was writing, and I was like, man, this fucking pen is just awesome, dude. Like, in my 20s, I didn't have a favorite pen. You got a favorite pen? I was at the library so long, the librarian was like, sir, you have to leave. We're closing. I was like, shit, I'm closing the library now? Fuck. 45, I'm closing the library. This bitch was like fucking 90. It's like, dude, you gotta get the fuck out of here, man. All right, lady, calm it. Calm it. Listen, I'm from this area. I'm from Babylon, right? So when I was growing up, like, I actually had sex for the first time in this town. Literally in this town, Babylon. I was 13 years old. It was a fucking peach, but it was the same shit. It was the same thing. If you guys are like thinking about going home to have sex with a piece of fruit, let me give you a piece of advice. Remove the pit. It's just a good idea. It's just a good idea. And don't put it back in the bowl. Don't do that. No. Like, if you want your parents to be pissed at you, they're like, why are there holes in all these peaches? I'm a horny guy, Mom. I'm 13. Cut me a break. You know what's worse than having sex with a piece of fruit, people? Getting caught having sex with a piece of fruit. Especially if it's your mother. Listen, if it was my dad, I understand. He's got to stick his dick in something. But my mother didn't know that. Like, she saw me in the refrigerator after dinner one time. She said, what are you doing in the fridge? Are you in the mood? Calm down, Mom. I saw some grapes in the bowl. Got a little excited. And, like my mother wouldn't trust me. We go grocery shopping. She's like, I can't let you go in the produce section all by yourself. I can't trust you around those grapes. It's a small dick joke. Just to let you know. Little dick joke. It's a short one. I'll throw it in there. The only time I do a dick joke is this moment on these black and white squares after a guy who does a shitload of props. Never followed a prop comic, so I'm doing what I can. I'm sorry. But I appreciate the effort. I'm from Babylon Village. Listen, hey, people are from, you guys from here? Anybody from, like, this area? Who, like, in the 80s, does anybody remember the fucking Bugman? Nobody remembers that guy? There used to be a truck that drove around Babylon Village, and he would spew the DDT out the back. And it smelled like gasoline. It was awesome. It was awesome. Nobody remembers that. Fucking just me? Seriously? Like, my parents would be like, guys, the Bugman is coming. And we would get on our bicycles, and we would go, and we would sniff that shit. Like, my parents were like, you should do drugs. You should all do drugs. I'm gonna give you a little history real quick. You guys ready for this? This is gonna blow everybody's mind. And the bar owner's gonna fucking beat the shit out of me. That's fine, I can handle it. In that corner right there, okay, I was a DJ, and this was a titty bar, okay? That bar section, there were strippers trying to work the pole. And you know how I know? Because there were old ladies dancing behind that bar, and the only reason I knew when I got to work, like, listen, they weren't that hot. They were hot for like a Monday afternoon, you know? Like I get here, like I knew they were there before me, because I'm like, oh, all the handicap spots are full. They're here. They're here. And I was the DJ, right? So I got to call them up to the stage, and I was like, oh, let's give a nice warm welcome for Ethel! Keep it going, guys. She's gonna do a little time. She's gonna walk her and everything. You just might need to help her onto the stage if you can. That was my favorite part. I love introducing the women to the. Hey, oh, keep it going for Harriet to the stage. Hope she doesn't get that cane stuck on the pole. Serious, that was a real thing. That was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. I got married, right? So I was diagnosed with marriage, right? Really bad. I got a terrible disease. Okay. So they gave me a cure, like, you need a divorce. Take 1,500 of these, give them to her every month, and you'll be cured. It works. Of course, I'm single, available. So any of you married bitches want to hook up, I'm game. Okay? That's what I'm into. I don't like single women, they're a pain in the ass. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That's code for meet me out in the back, leave your husband up front. He's like a little kid, you just leave him in the playpen with his other friends. We'll talk about sports for a little while while your wife goes and fucks me in the back up. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Okay. All right. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm gonna talk about my children, right? I got these 2 kids, right? I'm only gonna talk about the good one, okay? So I had this daughter, right? So when she was born, she was given birth in that part of the room, and I was on this part of the room, and I'm gonna explain, I'll give you the scenario. Do you know the movie Aliens? So she was being born, right? It was like this creature popping out of a, right? You know when they pulled that little alien out of the guy? The little alien pops out of, well, she looked like the guy, right? And they handed her to me, and they're like, oh, hey, this is your daughter. And I was like, I held her in my arms, and I looked her in the little eyes, and I was like, oh, you are the ugliest thing I've ever seen. This is disgusting. This terrible little child. And I looked at her, and I held her, and I grasped her, and I was like, oh, this bitch is gonna need a real job. She's not gonna be a good-looking child. She's an ugly baby, okay? She's an ugly kid. But let's fast forward for a minute. 12 years later, right? She's this beautiful little girl, and I don't know what to do. Like these kids come over and they're like, hey, I'm here to play with your daughter, and we're gonna go to the library. And I'm like, go to the library? I know your tricks, son. I know your tricks, son. So what I did was, here's what I did. This is what you do. You got a little girl, right? So I followed her, right? Tailed her for a little while. So I'm a real man, I tail that kid, right? I'm like, oh, they're not going to the library. I know where they're going. Because I know where I would go at that age. You know where they went? The fucking library, man. Like, who's going to the library? It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, that's my daughter. What did I want to tell you? Yeah, I wanted to tell you something. She's, oh yeah. The whole birthing thing, right? So like she looked like an alien, right? So the birthing thing. And when my daughter was born, I was a little concerned with how she looked. And then I thought to myself, what if humans laid eggs? No, right? Like, come on, think about that for a second. Think about how easy it would be to have an abortion. I'm just saying, it's the big topic of the day, even though I thought of this long before the big topic of the day. Right? So humans laid eggs, abortions would be easy. You could just be driving along, right? Won't be needing that no more. Right? Yeah. Just give it or your kid can be like, hey dad, this is a really good omelet. And I'm like, that's because it was your sister. Like a cannibalistic joke, I'm sorry. If I offended the cannibals in the room, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend any of you. Didn't mean to. I don't like to offend people. I'm on this whole dating scene. Anybody on the dating scene? I know like 2 or 3 of you are like on the dating scene. Cool shit. Who's not on the dating scene? You guys are married. You know you're on the dating scene. Come on. I'm on this dating scene, right? So I went out with this girl not too long ago, and she was a marine biologist, right? And nice girl. And she's telling me all this stuff. She's like, the male green sea turtle travels 1,500 miles to meet its mate. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I'm thinking, so that motherfucker travels 50. You know what that means? It means he's tired of those bitches in his neighborhood. That's what it means. You ever think he gets to those 1,500 miles and he gets to that girl and he's like, bitch, you don't even look like your picture. Well, that filter. You told me you were 150 years old. You don't look anything, you don't look a day younger than 200, bitch. It's ridiculous. And you have a straw sticking out of your throat. Did I just offend a turtle? I'm sorry. I mean, there was turtles in the room. I'm gonna offend you guys. I'm gonna give you this guys straight. You guys aren't gonna be able to take this very well, but I do this thing. It's called jujitsu, right? So it's my hobby. I'm a jujitsu guy. I'm waiting for somebody to attack me, but it's not happening. Please, welcome it. I would appreciate it. But let me explain jujitsu for a little while. If you basically came to my place where I do jujitsu, you'd probably think I'm gay. You'd probably come to my gym and be like, those guys are gay. That's some gay shit they're doing. Because not for nothing, if you were to come in and look at us, we look pretty gay. We're like touching each other, we're like all over each other, our legs are intertwined, our dicks are next to each other's dicks. It's pretty gay. You know why? It's kind of gay. Right? But there's a thing, so it's like, listen, I train with the women and I train with the men. And when I train with the women, it's like, I just gotta be careful with the women. Because I want to watch where I put my hands. I don't want to touch the wrong thing. I don't want to grab her boob. I don't want to grab her pussy. That's called the presidential move. I don't want to do that. But when I train with the men, I don't give a shit. I'll grab your dick. I'll grab your fucking dick. Just grab it. My kids came to see me do jujitsu one day, and they're like, hey Dad, we came to visit you, but we didn't see you because none of the handicap spots were full. Hey, I'm out of here. My name is Billy James. Thank you so much.
Good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Billy.
Thanks, dude.
Oh, boy.